You're listening to Taylor Negron, TAYPOD on yakyak.com.
Ah, Paris, these inky skies and these women with these strong legs, so moving, going down the Rue de Bac and the Place de Vosges, stumbling down the Sorbonne. French people are not nice when they don't smile. I like that. They only smile when they think that you've earned it. Not like in the States, where everyone is smiling as they stick the knife in and decimate your character. I've been reading. I read today that the great ballerina Pavlova saw a swan die, and that was her inspiration for the ballet Swan Lake. But I'm going to believe that Pavlova saw a swan dive. It's better. One never really knows where the inspiration for art comes from. You know where I get a lot of inspiration from? When I hear Alfred Molina read Grisham on tape. Very inspirational, very interesting. I just came from Montmartre. A little party going on up there. You got to get up to Montmartre and order the octopus salad at the Pouteria. The suction is so sweet, it just begs to astonish the senses. Sex is France. France is sex. It's simple. The frogs love to get it on. Go to the Gardens of Luxembourg. They're all wearing berets and just on a sexual rampage. You know, I believe that sex is the only distraction. But I don't even know about that anymore. All I do is watch the Teletubbies with my daughter. Last night I saw a Parisian friend of mine. She has multiple sclerosis and she's 75 years old and she has trouble walking, and she actually had a tattoo of a cherub placed on her breast. And she's like, "Look at me, I have a tattoo." And I thought to myself, you know, Jews shouldn't be tattooed. I mean, 6 of the major religions have taboos against tattoos, you know, tattoo taboos. This is true. Did you know that 75% of all people in emergency rooms have more than one tattoo? They don't tell you that on Inked. And she goes, "I know that Jews should not be tattooed, but I feel that I must. How can you resist it? It is darling, it is a cherub, isn't it darling?" And I thought to myself, for a 75-year-old woman, that cherub is in about 10 minutes, it's going to look like a dead bat. And then we were in her apartment and she was stumbling across, you know, with this tray of champagne flutes, and she had a seizure and she just fell onto the floor and broke everything, and she looked up at me and she said, "But I can still make love." I thought that was kind of cool, you know? These are the good times in Europe, aren't they? It seems like in the United States they've put a prohibition on good times and irony and humor. We've just become a culture of consumers. Our consumption of consumer goods is how we become happy. And in retrospect, Americans are victims, because the problem in the world is not going to be how do we produce consumer goods. The problem is going to be how do we produce consumers. Everybody nowadays has to have some kind of relationship with a brand name. It's like everybody's obsessed with an Aston Martin or the name that's on their vodka or the name that's on their shoe. And it's all in the name of some unattainable standard of beauty and love. I'm glad that I'm not into that anymore. Thank God I've moved beyond that. Now I'm just obsessed with my Joycean thoroughness and my Dada collages. It's so much more fulfilling, if you get my drift.